If you're a guy living with a cat, there's a really good chance your feline friend is putting on a vocal show for you that female owners almost never get to see. Scientists have actually uncovered exactly why cats meow noticeably more at men than they do at women. And honestly, the reason behind it isn't what most people would guess. So, why do cats meow more at men? We know for a fact that they do because researchers recently measured this exact phenomenon. But the answer to this question completely flips our understanding of feline behavior right on its head. Okay, let's dive into this. To figure out how cats actually greet their owners, researchers at Bilkent University in Turkey set up a beautifully simple experiment. They totally skipped the sterile lab conditions. Instead, they wanted to capture authentic, everyday cat greetings right in a natural home environment. To pull this off, the team handed out cameras to exactly 40 cat owners. They asked these participants to just film their normal, everyday reunions with their cats right after coming home. No scripts, zero staged moments, no special instructions on how to act. Just regular life. And from all that footage, the scientists got highly specific. They zeroed in on and analyzed exactly the first 100 seconds of video the moment the owner walked through that front door. This tiny window provided the absolute perfect snapshot of a cat's immediate greeting behavior. Now, after reviewing all this raw tape, one glaring result stood out. Cats were far more vocal, just way more meowing and calling out when they were greeting male owners. And here's where the mystery really builds. When the researchers checked other variables, none of the obvious things mattered. The cat's sex didn't matter. Their breed? Nope. The number of cats living in the home? Totally irrelevant. The owner's gender was literally the only thing that caused a measurable spike in all that meowing. So obviously, the big question is, why? Now, you might immediately think, oh, they just like guys more. But brace yourself for a pretty surprising twist here. Cats aren't being louder because they hold more affection for men. In fact, the leading explanation proposed by the researchers is almost the exact opposite. It basically comes down to a stark difference in responsiveness. The research suggests that women tend to talk to their cats more often, and they're generally much quicker to pick up on really subtle physical cues. A quick look toward the food bowl, a tiny nudge, a slight shift in posture. Men, on average, might require much more obvious, louder signals before they actually notice and respond. Because of this, cats have essentially learned over time that they need to work a lot harder and be a lot louder to get a response from a man, whereas a woman might only need a simple glance. This leads us to a brilliant concept known as effort adjustment. It's not about the cat playing favorites at all. It's about the cat adjusting their effort based on human obliviousness. They are actively calculating and modifying exactly how hard they have to work to get what they want, dynamically changing their strategy depending on who exactly they're interacting with in that exact moment. Which is wild, right? Because this realization completely challenges that long-held reputation of cats just being these aloof, solitary creatures running on autopilot. They aren't just reacting blindly to us, they're actively reading the room. And this illustrates a massive leap in cat cognition studies. As the researchers pointed out, cats can recognize different people as distinct individuals and adjust their behavior accordingly. They're not just running on basic instinct here. They have a level of social flexibility that lets them keep track of highly specific, customized strategies for every single person in the household. Outside animal behavior experts who review these findings totally agree with this assessment too. One expert pointed out that differences in human body language and tone play a massive role. Because women are generally more likely to get right down to a cat's level and speak to them directly, cats simply don't feel the need to escalate their vocal effort. They know they've already been heard. Now, to be fair and get the full picture from the source material, we absolutely have to look at the boundaries of this scientific study. A lot of deep dives might just stop at the fun facts, but we need to look at the honest limitations here, because context always matters. Let's rapidly run through what wasn't controlled for in this raw footage. First off, we're looking at a relatively small sample size of just 40 owners. Second, all the participants were from a single geographic region in Turkey. Plus, the researchers couldn't account for random missing variables on the day of filming, like the cat's exact hunger level at that exact moment, or the overall household size and foot traffic, which, could definitely impact a cat's mood and vocalizations. Because of all this, the researchers themselves offer a warning. Cultural habits might really shape this pattern. In certain cultures, men might simply interact or talk to their pets less than women do, which is what drives the cats to meow more at them. So what we're looking at here is a strong clue based on a real, measured pattern, but it isn't necessarily some embedded, universal cat instinct that applies to every single feline on Earth. Let's bring it all together. The recorded data clearly shows that cats measurably meow more at men. But the driving force behind this isn't a difference in affection. Instead, it's a calculated adjustment of effort. Cats are dynamically reading individual responsiveness and changing their strategies per person, even though we do have to remember that cultural habits and sample limitations might shape exactly how this plays out in different homes. So, I'll leave you with this provocative thought to chew on the next time you walk through your front door. Is your cat loudly meowing at you because they miss you and love you, or simply because you aren't paying enough attention? It's a pretty fascinating look into the minds of our pets, isn't it? If you enjoyed unpacking the signs with me, be sure to check out our other source material explainers for more deep dives. Until next time, stay curious.